What it is, what it do, what it is, lads and ladettes. It's your boy Dakota Griswold of Gamers, Nerds, and Geeks United. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. This is the show where I bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from yesterday today. Today, I want to talk to you about how one of the biggest games from last year is finally getting a physical edition. That, of course, Nintendo Direct Mini, and something that they actually kept from us. And Phil Spencer was being really cryptic about Halo. Now, let's get right into it, and I'm just going to start straight off with it in the appetizers. Untitled Goose Game. Yes, DICE's Game of the Year last year. It's getting a physical edition because they're partnering up with IM 8-Bit for a physical edition on the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm actually wondering, I think Untitled Goose Game was on Xbox first, Xbox Game Pass to be exact. No, it was on Nintendo Switch. And I'm wondering, I don't know exactly why Xbox is always excluded from these type of things, but I'm still getting it. I'm getting it on the Nintendo Switch where it was first and where it was meant to be played. Now, it definitely has played some of the game, and it's absolutely fun, hilarious, and a lot of people are saying, why would you want to play as a goose? Well, why would you want to play as any character? It's a game. People forget that video games are supposed to be fun and sometimes even funny. Untitled Goose Game definitely fits the bill with that, and I definitely can't wait for this. And well, it's coming out later this year, and I really can't wait because it's just hilarious. It comes with a map and a catalog, which is pretty awesome. It's actually a very beautiful game, and yeah, absolutely. So now let's go into something bigger than this compared, at least for some folk. So of course, Reddit strikes again. They were looking into the PlayStation 5 and found out that you might only be able to pre-order one PlayStation 5 per household. And it makes sense, but given the fact that they're ramping up production and still in a new console life, when these things tend to happen, where especially with the Nintendo Switch, a lot of people weren't able to get a Nintendo Switch for months at a time. Not even for financial reasons, but because of availability. And so PlayStation is trying to shut down expectations and saying, listen, y'all can only have one. That's it. One for right now. And, well, somebody went looking and it says you can only purchase one version of the PS5 console, disc or digital. You have already added one PS5 console to your cart. And that's what it's expected to say. And, well, all right, that's fine. And hopefully whoever's watching this, you are getting wind of it and you're jumping on it the moment they allow us to pre-order the PS5s. Moving on. Now, this puzzles me a little bit. I'm not sure because I'm not the techie guy, but Insomniac Games they tweeted out yesterday that they said, swing through the city like never before on PS5 with an optional 4K 60 frames per second performance mode for Miles Morales Spider-Man. And well, all right, that sounds fine. That's exactly what the Xbox One X did. And they did do that with the PS4 Pro, but it seems like, even with more technology and everything that's happening with the PS5, ray tracing, everything, it still kind of lets you basically just choose between performance mode and the other mode. So I'm okay with that because still not everybody has 4K TVs. What's the point in putting your game in 4K mode if you can't? And so, they're still making it available, but I do believe these systems go all the way up to 8K. So, hey, I wonder what's going to happen later on in the generation to when are they going to give us some 8K choices, or are they going to go give us a half generation upgrade and give us a PS5 Pro? Now, I'm wondering, because, with great power comes great responsibility. Moving on to the next story. Now, Astrobot Playroom, the one that Jeff Keighley was playing in the controller demo yesterday, well, Astrobot is a demo just for the DualSense controller. Now, I don't know if anybody has played Astrobot VR for the PS4, but it is absolutely amazing. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, they announced a PS5, a PSVR 2 or something like that? No, but they're just giving us a sense of being able to play and understand the controller full on, and it's releasing right alongside the PS5 so you can get a full understanding of what to expect from the console and the controller. And I think that's pretty awesome. It's packed in, it's free, so you immediately have something to play. Never mind all the free-to-play games that we have on a daily basis, because we know they're all moving into next gen. Moving on to the meat in potatoes, lads and lads, you know, something that sticks to your ribs, something that'll carry you along throughout the day. And Nomura, the director of Final Fantasy VII, it's a whole 15-page interview, but it's been translated, a piece of it has been translated on Twitter by, forgive me if I mess this name up, Aitaki Moichi. She tweeted it out and gave us a nice little translation. It was with Famitsu, and Nomura says, this is basically on him getting the second part out and how fast we want it. He says, we know that everyone wants the next installment quickly. We would also like to deliver it as soon as possible, since we were also able to see the line of quality from the first installment. We hope to make the next installment even better in quality that can make for an even better experience. We would like to get it out as soon as possible, so please wait for it. I think we can clearly convey the direction when we officially announce the next installment. I guess he's basically putting it out there and seeing everybody's expectations. And once he announces it, I guess he can just basically go on from that. Now, people who are Final Fantasy VII fans, do not hype up your own expectations. Do not get upset about anything. Give people time, give the game time to cook. And he also assured us that COVID-19 hasn't been slowing anything down. Now, COVID-19 has definitely been slowing some things down in the gaming industry, but they said this one hasn't really affected them much. I don't expect Final Fantasy VII Part 2 to come out this year, maybe next year, but I'm still thinking 2022 because he's still so unsure right now. But given the fact that Final Fantasy VII Part 1 is about 40 hours and all of the love and everything they put into that game, take all the time you need. I understand how long it's going to take, and basically they're going to just be moving on about, from the same world and just adding more to it. So I'm still very, very interested in seeing what's going on with this. Now, moving on. All right, we got a few more days before July 23rd, the big Xbox game showcase. And well, Phil Spencer, he was pretty cryptic. And he actually had a statement that came out of Polygon, and it says, "There's been a lot of learning in the studio around what does it mean to actually have a collection, the kind of totality of the Halo lore and stories and experience inside of one Halo world, one Halo UI and platform. As 343 has gone through this journey, they've seen some of the benefits of not requiring that our customers make a decision between, do I want to play this one or that one? I feel like, in a way, the games almost compete with each other. Absolutely. You see that with some of you annualized franchises that are out there, which clearly Halo's not annualized, which is very good. But you see that where you spend a lot of energy actually trying to move the customers who are already planning your game to a new version of your game. I think as gaming has evolved, there's a view of our customers are our customers, and we should respect them where they are. It's similar to our Xbox message, and I think you'll see that in terms of the way Infinite is talked about, even the structure of what the game is itself. Now, a lot of people are just always wondering when's the next Halo, what's going to be, and I'm actually very curious. He was still very cryptic in this, but he's saying that basically he doesn't want them to choose between each game. Maybe he's saying that it should be better with each installment, and he's also said that they've learned about, basically learn from their mistakes and their errors and what everybody has said, because the story just wasn't it in Halo 5. So hoping Halo Infinite is absolutely stunning and basically bringing us back to what we used to feel as soon as we used to hear about Halo. Now, let's move on to the big deal here. Yesterday, we got that Nintendo Direct Mini, the Partners Direct, right? But what you might not know is that they excluded something from the American version, and in the Japanese version, they included a game that's also coming over here, and that game is Sakuna. The game is basically called Sakuna Rice in Ruin, and basically it's a farming game, wait for it, also a 2D action platforming game. Now, I'm not usually into these farming games, shout out to Animal Crossing and Story of Seasons and all games like that, but I'm not into these games. But the combat and the 2D action looks fire. Straight up fire. There's boss battles. There's a lot of action. And then you actually literally take time to farm, eat with your family. And I think all of that is cool. But if there's a great balance of combat and farming, maybe I will jump into this game. This game is actually coming out globally on November 10th on PC and coming out on November 12th in Japan on consoles. And then it also is getting a special edition and everything like that. I'm actually very curious about this game. They revealed it back at E3 2017. 2017. So it's officially coming out this year in November in the States. The game actually looks very, very good. I like a 2D action platformer. What do you think? Now, let's get into this Nintendo Direct Mini. It wasn't where everybody was expecting. It was only about 8 minutes and some change long, but at least we got something, right? Well, they gave us an update on Cadence of Hyrule, and they're giving us some DLC. Some of the DLC, the first DLC pack is available right now. They're giving us, it's $6, and some of it is, it's actually including guest characters. Two of them is Shadow Link and Shadow Zelda. That's actually kind of awesome, honestly. But given the fact that I have absolutely no rhythm, I will not be playing this game still. What's crazy is that they're actually giving a physical edition with all of the DLC attached to it, and that's coming out October 23rd. The cover art actually looks pretty good, and that's actually good. I like the fact that they're supporting it, so, you know, maybe that's just their way of saying, like, well, hey, we still got a Zelda this year. So then they showed us Rogue Company, some more on Rogue Company. It's a, you know, of course, a third-person multiplayer action shooter game, and they gave us a new character named Glitch. And they didn't really show enough of Glitch, but they gave us some of his character, and the game is actually still coming out later this year. And basically, you can play online, or you can actually play with AI enemies as well. So that's kind of good. No single player campaign, but multiplayer, and it seems like they're gonna have bots in it. I'm actually very curious about this because I actually want to play this game, and I'm not sure, but I do believe it's probably free to play. But they haven't really said anything about it. Now moving on, we got a chance to see an extended look with WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and they gave us a trailer with some WWE wrestlers, Asuka, Cesaro, and my birthday namesake, Xavier Woods. And hey, the game looks fine. It looks like a party brawler, and honestly, I might actually play it. It's only about $40, and then they have a special edition for like $50, but we'll see. Hopefully it's actually liked. It's actually a fun game, and hopefully they actually put some love and care into this game, and especially on the Switch version. Because if they mess the Switch version up on a game like this, then we got some issues here. Moving on, the game that everybody has been asking about. Well, no, not that one. Shin Megami Tensei 3. Remember the one from PS2? They're remaking that, and that's coming out in spring of next year. It was originally released on the PS2 in North America as Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, but it's coming out remastered on the PS4 as well next spring. But, of course, we finally got to hear about Shin Megami Tensei 5. And it's definitely coming along, still slated to come out next year. But we got a chance to see some more of the characters, some more of the world. And hey, it looks pretty good, looks pretty interesting. And I just can't wait to hear more about it, see more about the battle engine and things like that. But lads and ladettes, that was it. I know that Nintendo Direct Mini was kind of disappointing, but that's why you gotta keep your expectations low. Don't hype things up too much. Don't get yourself too hyped. Lads and ladettes, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff below. What do you think about this Nintendo Direct? And even this game, Sakuna, what you think about it? Even though it's coming over here, they didn't put it in the Nintendo Direct Mini. What do you think about Cadence of Hyrule getting a physical edition? And what do you think about PS5 being limited to one household? Lads and ladders, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button if you do. If not, hit the dislike. It's all good. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and scroll up to all so you know when your boy is posting. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And this video is finito.